Don't sell yourself short, but you will need to sell yourself. First of all, a big shout out to everyone Heidi and I were able to meet at VO Atlanta, the nation's largest voiceover conference. There were over 1,000 voice talent who showed up, seeking to get better at what they do and connect with other voice talent. It was great, and I can't say hi to everyone that we met here. It would take too long. But I did want to give a big shout out to one person in particular. His name is Robbie, and he's from the Philippines, and he's doing some great work there. Thanks for introducing yourself and being so encouraging. I wish you and the rest of the voiceover pool there in the Philippines that you help out the best of success. And all voice talent. Okay, how to sell yourself and not sell yourself short. Do you get really anxious when you're about to email a potential client or an agent? What about connecting with someone on LinkedIn? The fact of the matter is, being in this business does require us to sell ourselves to some extent.
This just in. What does that actually mean?
And I'm not talking about going door to door or like manning a cart in the mall. See, at the very beginning of my career, and Heidi's as well, we just simply thought, hey, our talent speaks for itself. We'll just sit here and let the voiceover work come to us. We were simply just hoping that people would need a voiceover, and that they would just, by chance, find us. Yeah, I don't know what we were thinking. It's the whole, if you build it, they will come mentality. Only I didn't think that through. Instead of just sitting there, we should have been seeking out where our potential clients were, and then communicate to them how we could help solve their problems. To be honest and a little vulnerable here, we didn't know what we had to offer. We weren't sure of our value. You know, you feel like you're being annoying reaching out to somebody. We work hard every day, and so do others too. So for us to ask for a bit of their attention, that's just bugging people, right? Depends on how you do it, but no, when you know your value, and especially if you know that a client needs you, you're the answer to their problem. You then realize how much that client needs you, and that you're doing them a favor by reaching out. And side note, if they don't need you, they'll let you know, but at least you'll be top of mind for the next time they do. By understanding your value and what makes you unique and interesting, you'll be armed with more confidence to go out there and sell yourself. So how do you do that? How can you determine your value? Before I get to that, I just want to ask a quick favor. First, thanks for watching. But if you are getting value from this channel, please like, subscribe, and then share it with another VO talent who needs it. I really appreciate it. And now, how do you determine your value? Number one, you gather data. Ask your voiceover coaches or instructors or other voice talent or your friends at the very least what makes your voice unique and interesting. And actually, that's something that we try to do in all of our classes here at the Atlanta Voiceover Studio and ProVoiceoverTraining.com. Number two, understand what's valuable in the voiceover industry. In other words, what's valuable in the business of voiceover. Broadcast quality home studio, quick turnaround time, availability, that you take direction well. Hopefully you do. If you don't, get training here or elsewhere. Acting ability, improv experience, stand-up comedy, and a lot of this is based on what we actually see in the audition breakdowns. What else? If you had a personal professional background, were you in the medical field? Finance? Did you ever write e-learning modules? More than likely, your knowledge or experience in a certain field can help with voiceovers related to that, and you're going to have a circle of people and influence that no other voice talent might have. What about sound-alikes? This could be very helpful for ADR work and sometimes commercials. So all of that is valuable in the business of voiceover. As you progress in your career, you'll be able to add to this list because you'll see what your clients are drawn to. Number three, search out pain points or problems that your clients face. Pain points refer to specific issues encountered by clients or customers, both existing and potential, within the business environment. Pain points can lead to negative experiences, influencing their decision-making process and potentially dissuading them from making a purchase or decision. This is why it's so important to keep reading newsletters, like the one that we have at the Atlanta Voiceover Studio and ProVoiceoverTraining.com. Subscribe to company newsletters. If you want to work for a certain company, see if they have a newsletter. It'll keep you updated with what's going on in their world. Go to voiceover conferences or other conferences or online forums for brands and companies that you want to work with, just to stay in the know. This industry changes pretty rapidly, so the problems that we face now, we might not be facing 10 years from now. When you know the issues your clients face, you can better come up with ways to help your clients solve them. And when you're aware of how you can solve someone's problem, it won't feel like selling yourself. It'll be you simply helping. Once you become sure of your value and what you bring to the table, it'll make sending an email to a potential agent or client, reaching out to a potential buyer on LinkedIn, or even just approaching a brand at a conference that much easier. So you think you're ready to sell yourself? When you are, think of these three things. 1, how can I help solve their problem? 2, what is my unique value? We get a lot of emails here at the studio, and not one email that we've received from a voiceover talent has ever communicated their value and what they bring to the table. Not one. I hate that I have to say this, but Don't make a client do all the hard work figuring out what you bring to the possible relationship. Clients don't have a lot of time. Spell it out for them. In the sales world, it's called removing the friction. You don't want them to have to do a lot to hire you, or if it's an agent, to sign you. They may or may not be looking for what you offer, but if you don't tell them, you have even less of a chance of selling yourself. And finally, number 3, focus on the relationship. They may not need you now, but it doesn't mean they might not need you tomorrow. A no isn't a no. Could be a not yet. If you're sure this person is someone who can use what you have to offer, establish a relationship, foster it, and it'll come at the right time. You're sowing seeds here. Create the relationship, and the selling will simply become telling. I'll put in our upcoming classes and workshops and some helpful links in the description. And if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe and share it with a friend who's a VO talent. If you need me, you know where to find me, right here at the Atlanta Voiceover Studio on ProVoiceoverTraining.com. Thanks for watching, and cheers to your voiceover success.